Hello, friends. Hello. How are you? Check in and let me know that you can hear me. Hi, Val. How are you? Happy Friday night. Just want to make sure everything's working. I think we're getting better at this, but watching for your comments and see if you're all here. Just make sure. Hello on YouTube. Hello on Facebook. It's Vicki Boutin here. If you're new and just finding me for the first time, welcome, welcome. Very happy to have you here. Are you ready to get creative tonight? Because this is our creative therapy every Friday night, and I need it. I'm signed up tonight. Hello, Angela, Tammy, Jennifer. Hello, my friends. Hello, Scarol. So good. Hello, Natalie. Off to share the link. Thank you. Natalie is a rock star. Hi, Erica. How are you? Karen. So many of my friends here. I love it, love it, love it. Tara, Eileen, Jane. Lots of you in the house tonight. I was making a weird face while I was reading. Did you notice that? I do my best, but look at, I'm all jazzed up tonight. Got some funky earrings on. I have my Paint the World with color sparkly shirt. I am all ready to go. So hello, friends. If you're here for the first time, my name is Vicki Boutin. I've been a paper crafter for many years, and I love mixed media art, and we take all of those awesome things and put them together. And since COVID started, I've been doing these Friday Night Lives for longer than that, but I feel like we went full steam ahead once we were quarantined, and it has been a lifesaver for me and I think many others here. So excited. We will continue doing these until you don't want me to do them anymore, but I'll always be here. I'll always be here. If I'm doing it live or just sitting making the art, it is magic. It really is good for the soul. So tonight I have listed at the beginning, and maybe Natalie will see it. I should have put it in the description of the video. But I listed all of the distress ink colors and a share a sale link because it's super helpful if you are loving anything that I'm using and you go to look for it. If you click on any of my links, it will work. One link, and if you search, the links are built into that first link that you press on to follow. So it's always super helpful if you are going to shop and you're inspired by things that I'm using. You know what I mean? It's doing all of these lives. It's just that little extra bit, right? And all I do is spend the money that I make on more stuff. It's not gonna lie about that, right? It's I just put it back in. I was just going through and looking at the new stencils and stamps that I need from Tim Holtz. So that's my next expenditure. I'm going to be buying. And Natalie, what Natalie used from, oh my goodness, Alta New, those layering flower dies. I need all of those because they are awesome. Hi, Beth. How are you? Beth finally tried mixed media today for the first time and so happy with the results. You're welcome, Beth. It is, I'm telling you, is awesome. It is really, really fulfilling, I find. And even if you think that it's not for you, if mixed media is not for you, or you aren't an artist, or you can't do it, I beg to differ. Just spend a little bit of time with me and you will find that mixed media can mean a lot of things. And this Friday, which is our wrap-up party for the month of February, that's what we're in, right? The month of March. Telling you, I don't even know what day it is, right? I don't even know what day it is. So the month of March, it's not February, this is the wrap-up party. So guess what? I gathered, just so you know, at the end of this, we'll figure out how to do it. I'm going to probably put a secret word today in this video. And I don't know, help me figure out an easy way, but I pulled a whole bunch of distress oxides that I have extra of to give away tonight. It's going to be one giveaway, some gold, Vicki Boutin gold glaze, some distress embossing glaze, Very excited. And a set of watercolor markers. So we're going to do a giveaway. Maybe I'll post it on my group page on Facebook because I find that's easier. Or actually, let's figure it out. I'm going to do 2 giveaways this week. So how it'll work later, and I'll give you all the details on how to enter to win. And I'm going to get wild and crazy, and it will be available. Who won the last one? I posted it. You won one, didn't you, Michelle? Didn't you win one of the last ones? It's funny. But I think the last one was for color study, and you can't have it yet because I have to wait till I have it, right? But I believe that that's what the case is. So here, so you know, 2 chances to win. When the YouTube is done tonight, so in the regular comment section, not the live comments while we're going through. So when I'm finished and it is posted just as a video, if you leave a comment there, I'm not even going to make anything special there. I'm going to make them both easy. So tonight, when this video is done on YouTube, so Vicki Boutin on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, if you go on the YouTube video, you leave a comment in the regular comment section when I'm done, and I will leave that open. Today's Friday, so I'll leave it open till Wednesday, so you can comment until Wednesday, and then I will draw a name and post it on that page, so in the description, because I won't be able to get in touch with you. You will have to get in touch with me at vickyboutinKits@gmail.com, and I'll post that. And then you can come and join the Vicki Boutin creative community on Facebook, and I will post a giveaway there when this video is done as well. So you have to wait. Don't go comment on the group. Wait until the post is posted and then comment under it. And I'll do a second giveaway, like 2 awesome giveaways. So just because we're celebrating, this is our party night. So I want to talk to you about a few things before we get started. I did post the colors I'm using tonight, but the colors I'm using are because they match my photo. So remember when we had done this other layout, I had printed, I don't even know where my pictures are, but I picked my color, oh, here. So my color palette is really determined by this. So I went with colors that kind of go with these photos. So you don't have to pick the same color palette as I have. I'm actually excited because this is kind of way out of the comfort zone, but I think it's going to be fun. So I picked and posted the colors right at the beginning of the chat. They should be posted on Facebook and on YouTube. So those are the colors I'm going to be using tonight, a mix of oxide and ink. I have a bunch of stamps out. I have stencils out. I grabbed gold glaze, and I actually lied to you guys earlier and said I was going to use black embossing powder. I grabbed gold embossing powder because I couldn't find the black. So it's gold. So use what you have if you have it. I'm trying to have a couple of different things. So regardless if you printed any extra cut files or anything, you should have something you can use. Okay, with that being said. And then, okay, I want to read your comments because you shared the list on Facebook too with the link as well, Natalie, with the share sale link. And then I'll go through because it's actually all prepped and in a Word document. And when it's done, I will post everything I'm using. So if you want the name of the stencils I'm using, all of the things, I will post them here on Facebook and on YouTube. Go away. My husband's looking at me, peeking at me around the wall, waiting for me to talk to him. Like, stop it, you weirdo. You're making me anxious. And then I want to talk to you about a few things. So in May, National Scrapbook Day is coming up. It's actually going to be the weekend of the color study weekend, right? I think that Saturday is National Scrapbook Day. So kind of serendipitous that it all is happening that day. Hi, Jordan. How are you? So that is happening. And I want to do, my friend Lil Conkar, who I talked about a lot, Lil by Mail, did a whole weekend celebrating her 1 year of doing lives. And what I loved about it is we just sat and created, and I just listened the whole time she was doing it. And I thought, I want to do a follower appreciation day where we spend a whole day making stuff, giveaways. I'm going to get some of my awesome sponsors and the people who support me to get in on the giveaway, because I really loved how Lael's community all kind of came together, and I thought we need to do that here. So I'm going to be planning that. We'll look at probably, I think a Saturday is best, because hopefully everybody could come and play. Hi, Christine. I'm so sorry about your loss, Christine. I did send a message. Hope that you got that. But you know, guys, I follow you, and I know times are tough, and just letting you know. Vicki sending lots of love out there to you. So with that being said, I think that it would be fun for a whole day. Literally, we'll start at maybe 10 a.m. and go into the evening of just making stuff. So I'm going to plan it, and there's going to be challenges and the whole thing. So it's like a VB, the Boutineers, the VBoo crew, whole day kind of event. So I just have to plan that. Love my shirt. What else does it say? It says paint the world with color. And it is a fun shirt, Jordan, but it's a nightmare because you literally have to place every single sequin. Not lying. It's a handful. So I want to get my design team involved in that, and I just think it'll be super fun. So we can have like a little, I don't know, a whole day of creating. Maybe we'll have some guests come and join us. Challenges. We can do all of the things, make cards, layouts, backgrounds. I'm going to do a whole bunch in my Heidi Swap. I just forgot it. Rolodex. I forget the name of that thing all the time. I have a hard time. But I just think we'll make plans for it. So just get ready for it. I mean, literally, I want you to make snacks. I want you to share pictures. Maybe we can start a private Facebook group, or it's actually a Facebook group or whatever. We'll figure something out, but I just want it to be fun. You guys have been with me now for a whole year, better than a year now. We're past the 1 year mark. And a lot of you even longer than that. And I think it'd be fun if we did something like that. So I'm going to plan it. I will send it out in my newsletter, giving you details. Other things to just clear up before we're done. Color study is almost all here. I have another delivery next week. And all I'm waiting on is there's a couple colors of cardstock that have been sold out for a while. Waiting on that. I have everything I need here to finish the Amy Tan kit. And I ordered some Pink Fresh, right? Nat, Pink Fresh Studio. I'm losing my brain. That will be a very limited run of layout kits. I'm going to post that and the Disney kit this week. It will ship. You can put as much in your box as you want of that and the restock. I'm going to be restocking VickiBoutin.com with stencil stamps, cool art crayons, all the things you guys have been looking for will be next week, but it will not ship with color study. I need to keep those separate because it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. So I just want you to be aware that all of that is coming. Color study, some things have sold out already. So eek, it will be fun, but I got everything I needed. I even had to go to Notions and order a couple of things to make sure I had everything that I needed for the kits. I have extras of like washi and stencils and all those things that I'll be posting, but we are on track still for May 1st for that class, the weekend of May 1st. Now will be the fun in trying to figure out when I'm going to do the rest of the classes. So I will ship the kits out and then just figure out where to fit in between Crop and Create delivered, other things that are going on, those classes. But we'll make it work. It just may be if you want to do it live with me, it's not going to happen for a little bit. If you want to do it on your own, you will have everything you need. Cutting diagram, everything you need. And then for the Pink Fresh layout class, the only thing, and I'm going to record it or maybe do it live, I'm not sure yet, will be just the cutting. I'm not going to do that as a whole class because they're very limited kits. I just think it's a fun thing that we can do, and it's a beautiful kit, but it will be just cutting only. Okay. Got the new stencils. Yay. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. Color study is so much fun. I can't wait to get started with that. But enough talking, looking at me. Flip the camera around and we're going to get started, because I figure everybody who wants to be here tonight has probably found us. So lots of stuff will be coming. Watch for the newsletter. It will be going out this week. And if you have any questions about it, just email me at vickiboutin@gmail.com, VICKIBOUTIN, kits@gmail.com, and I can answer those questions. I will have a couple extra color study once all of it's kitted, but I want to make sure that everything is all copacetic before I open any of that. What about Vintage Cottage? I have it here, Angela. It's just I'm not posting that one until the other ones are done, because I did say that kit wouldn't be going until May. So I figure I have a little bit of time because I have to create all of the projects, write all of the instructions, kit them, ship them. So it's too much to do all of those, but I will do those 3 kits together, plus the store restock, which there are stamps and a whole bunch of awesome stuff coming. So yay. Is the second album cover going to be your store before you is second album cover going to be on your store before you ship our kits? Oh, the second album. I did order extra. Yes, I will post those and then just figure all of it out. If it's possible to send me notes, I don't know if you can on your Shopify, but or even after, if there's special circumstances, because all of color study invoices are printed. Extras that you wanted to be thrown in with a color study are printed. So if there's ever anything that's kind of extra and out of the norm, if you email me, I have a notepad going with all of the info, because it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot to deal with, again, because this business of Vicki Boutin is Vicki Boutin. I don't have a team. I have me and my husband who helps, right? So like Natalie just shared with you, you want to sign up for the newsletter. Lots of stuff will be coming. We are finishing out February, and next weekend is Good Friday, which is a holiday here in Canada. So I think Friday Night Live is going to be on Thursday, and we are going to figure that out. Maybe, I don't know, we'll do something fun for next Thursday to get ready and gear up for Easter, and do something really fun creatively. But yes, a lot of stuff. Thank you for sprinkling your magic towards Scrapfest online tomorrow. Yes, I have a giveaway, right? Is that what happened, Bev? Because look I don't even know if I'm coming or going half the time. And if not, I will make sure that's what I'm doing, that there's a giveaway and whatever I need to do with Scrapfest. Because, I love Lisa and I love that crew, and 100% will support her and that company till the end of my creative days. So let's flip the camera around. If there are any issues, just email me. It's easier than asking them here because I'll never see it on here. So just send an email and I eventually get to them, right? So let's do all this fanciness and flip that camera around, and we're ready to start going. I can see your comments here. So I'm going to just lower my laptop so it's easier for me to see them. Yay! So yes, distressing colors, like I said tonight, are all going to coordinate. My pop is here. Coordinate with my photos, because I put a poll up and asked you guys, what would you like to do today? And the majority wanted a layout. So we're going to do a layout start to finish. I'm not even using homework stuff. I'm going to start it right from the beginning. You can use stuff that you've made already, but we are going to go crazy with Distress Ink and Oxide tonight. What does her shirt say? My shirt says, paint the world with color. I've had it for a while, so very excited. So I have extra cut files. I don't know if I'm going to use them tonight, but I have them here because it's what we do, right? Is I just grab and gather all of my things, and then if I need them, they're here. I don't know if I'm going to use this tonight or if I'm going to use some butterfly stamps. Hey, Vicki, can't wait to see what you're going to make tonight. Thanks, Lee. Hello, can you do art journal another time? I am so curious about that. For sure. Is it Elisa or Eliza? Elisa is what I would think it is. We definitely can do art journal. And you know, if you go back through my YouTube videos, we did last summer a whole art journal study and then actually made a handmade journal. So if you go and take a look at that, super full of tons of inspiration and techniques. How heavy of a cardstock do you use? This is what I use. Mixed media paper. This is Foundations paper. It's part of my line with American Crafts. It is 140 pound. It is great for wet mediums. This is pretty much all I use, right? The art journal pages is probably one of my favorite things ever. Oh, sorry, cardstock for the cut file. How heavy is that? This is just regular old black basil cardstock, which I just double cut. And then I always, even if it says like heavyweight cardstock, I still put the blade deeper, do a double cut, test cut, do all of the things. So I even sketched out what I'm going to do tonight. That's kind of the sketch for my layout. So we're going to make all of the pattern paper tonight from distress ink. You need some stencils, you need some stamps. I even have some of my bits from the last one that we did, but we're going to do more of this. We're going to, you need a sheet of plastic. We're going to do kissing, dripping, watermarking, stencil stamping, all of the things tonight. Don't even know if there's any rhyme or reason for it. I just want to make something pretty. So, and guess what, friends? It does not matter if you want to do a layout tonight. Maybe you want to do cards. Just do the backgrounds with me. Even if you want to do an art journal or add to your Heidi Swap, what is it called? Help me, friends. One of you probably told me already. Not the Rolodex, the something decks. Oh my goodness, why is my brain always so broken? It really is. I think there's just too much. Did you guys happen to see? I actually put my whole, yeah, are we kissing it like the grandma? Are you kissing it like your grandma, abuela, nona, or the rock memory decks? Thank you, guys. My goodness. I think because I have trouble with that, I will never remember that. I will never remember it. Anyone else out there like that? If you forget something, you can never fix that. Like your brain never, ever remembers it. And that's for me and poor Heidi and her Rolodex. Tell Rich to bring my Rolodex down for you to see the name. And there is around the corner. Yes, Natalie, I have it. And I ordered more and they're on their way. So the memory decks is coming. I should just write it somewhere or tattoo it on my forehead or something, right? But yes, Foundations paper is my go-to. Once you guys get hooked and you try this paper, you will find that you order it multiple packs. I will often have the pink one. Actually, I think the pink one's on the way from scrapbook.com. Very excited. So the week of National Scrapbook Day, I am going to be doing something super fun. So I'm making a plan for that. And I ordered the pink Rolodex, the memory decks. See, Jen Shirkus, tattoo it on my forehead. I'm going to do something with that, I think. I feel like I want to do, it's almost like modernized tag. Do you know what I'm saying? So we'll just do some layery mixed media art and make a whole bunch of memory decks pages. So that gives you a little forewarning. Follow any of my links over to scrapbook.com and grab yourself one of that. Is the best stuff ever. I do love this. I do love this. And you know, I only really will talk to you about things that I love to use. So anyway, I've talked a lot. I can talk and work at the same time. I can do the things. So I grabbed this little bin and filled it with distress ink that matched my photos. So I had printed these one of the weeks we were going to do layouts. So I thought, heck, I'm just going to use those today. And this is the inspiration for my color palette tonight. So you do not have to, if you want to play along and print your photos in black and white and just use the color palette I am using, go for it. Do whatever makes you happy. It makes me happy too. But I love this memory. I love the color palette. It's going to be a challenge because it's not what I normally use. So I'm super excited for this. And I have my spiked tea. So it was in a pretty teacup, but it's a martini in New Zealand with my friend Michelle. So that is where this is coming from, right? And I grabbed Fossilized Amber in Oxide and Regular Distress. I have Mustard Seed, Chipped Sapphire. I think I only grabbed that in Oxide. Rustic Wilderness. I did not put that on the list. Don't know if I'm going to use it, but my jacket's green in that picture, so I might. Seedless Preserves. And then I have Festive Berries, Picked Raspberry, Fired Brick. And I wrote those down quick, so I may have missed some, but I thought at least get some kind of list up there for you guys. And then in the Distress inks, I went with most of the same colors in Distress and Oxide, because you guys know, if you've been following along this month, that they do totally different things. And if you said to me, which do I need more? I would say all of them. Just buy your favorite color palette and start building, building, building. Vicki, have you had any of the vaccine shots yet? Not here in Canada, Keisha. It is not a thing for anyone my age just yet. Maybe, I think, if you have some kind of health issues. But I know my mother-in-law's out there watching, and she just got hers today. My mother got hers last week. And I believe my dad goes around April Fool's Day, which makes sense for my dad that it would be on April Fool's Day because he's a funny dude. But no, we don't have that much vaccine here in Canada. I don't think I will have my shot until probably the summer if I'm lucky. So we're way behind. We don't have as much. So I just hang out in my house and I laugh. Anybody else with me? I look at my skin and go, I think I'm turning into some kind of lizard person. I think I never leave the house now. So I'm turning into a lizard. And someone posted on Instagram, and I laughed, a picture of this little girl pulling the suitcase and saying, I want to go on vacation now. And the mom's like, we don't leave till tomorrow. And that's me. I'm going to just pack a suitcase and roll it around my house till I can leave one day. But no, we have no vaccines here. Just I think anyone that is 70 plus probably, and but we're not there. So, and they're talking about lockdown again in certain areas around here. So I don't know. I'll just sit here over here trying not to gain any more weight and make some art. Right? Good plan, right? We're in Canada, our 55th, which is way behind. Yeah, 75 plus. Yep, I think that's where we're at. So I'm going to grab 2 sheets of foundations paper tonight because I'm going to make my background, which will be the base for my layout. And then I want another sheet because remember, we're making our own pattern paper tonight. So I'm going to make everything with distress ink, stencils, and stamps. And we're going to have fun. And like I said, if you're a card maker, don't leave. You can do everything I'm doing and then cut it down card size, because I have to say, where did I put it? Here's the card I made last week. If you were here with me, and Jen Shirkus, I am a proud card maker now. This changed everything for me. I feel like I am down for the cards. Hi, Marlene. I was thinking about you, Mrs. W. And happy you're here. I was thinking about you, that I hadn't seen you because maybe I just missed it with focusing on the work, but love to see you here. And glad that you're doing well, and hope you got your vaccine as well. So yes, I made a card last week and now I'm addicted to cards. I'm going to make more cards because this was so much fun. So if you missed last week's video, you definitely want to watch it because magic happened a couple times. Super fun. Okay, so, and I know a lot of you were at the Crop and Create Delivered card making class weekend. I know that Jen, my friend Jen Shirkus, was teaching at that. So that is super awesome that you guys got to partake in that. I heard that you all had a lot of fun. And just get ready because more cards will be happening. So there is, sorry about the shadow that's going across here tonight. I don't know why, but it is. I'll just move this back a wee bit. But that shadow is the reflection of the light above me. So it's not any weird thing going on here. There's no gray on here. Hello, Dawn. How are you? So what do you need right now? Your sheet of plastic. You need a mister. I have 2 sheets of plastic. I had to get up because it was underneath my laptop. I use the cover of the foundations paper. You can use your craft mat for that. So I have my Ranger craft mat. I love the craft mats from American Crafts, are a lot of fun as well. I saw that scrapbook.com has a new silicone craft mat, but you really need to have one of these. It's not only to protect your surface, but as well to use as a tool. Lori, SCT is Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. Scrapbook and Cards Today magazine. I always say it wrong, so I had to make sure that I got it out. So let's get started. Paintbrush or your finger, whatever you want to use, cup of water. We're going to start with laying our palette down. Keep in mind, because we're going to be making our own pattern paper, that you don't want to make maybe a little bit of unicorn vomit tonight. Although I don't know if my paint palette is much unicorn vomit. It could be leprechaun yuckiness. We'll see. You just want to make sure, don't use all the colors right away, okay? Leave some as your accent colors. So yay, let's get started. So I'm going to start with my background for the layout. So the layout I have planned is going to have 2 photos. This background is what we're going to make. And then we are going to do some stencil kissing on the other sheet and cut out a couple of strips that are going to be accent colors to go with the photos. You could pretty much use everything that we're doing, just minus the photos, and you could make a card out of this. So you would just scale it down, and then you could, and we'll see how time goes tonight, and see if I can't maybe whip up a card as well. Hi, Linda. How are you? Unicorn vomit. It's a real thing, but it's a good thing, right? Because we love unicorns. I just opened up my new chair from, I ordered from Anthropology, and it has unicorns on it. And I love it, love it, love it. So to start, I think we're going to go right off the craft mat to start, or you could off your sheet of plastic. And I'm going to put down some colors. I'm going to mist it, and I'm going to kiss my background right into the background to get started. This is how I like to break my page, meaning if you put it all down on your mat and kiss into it, it's a lot less intimidating than trying to figure out where you want to place your color. So we can just happily see what's going to happen. So go ahead and grab your palette, what you want to start with, and some water, and we'll get started. So let's decide. I think I'm going to leave the greens for my accent color, but I am kind of digging. I'm going to put a little bit of chip sapphire down. This is, oh, I don't know. You know what? I lied. I'm going to start with my regular distress, and then I add the oxide after. You know, I kind of like to build on my distress. So, ooh, yeah, this works for me. This is my palette. We're going to go with pinks, purple, and yellow. You ready? So I'm going to start with mustard seed. And I'm going to squish some mustard seed down on my craft mat. I am going to put some picked raspberry down. Okay. And some seedless preserves. This is what I'm going to start with. I think 3 colors will be, ooh, and that's pretty dark. So that's enough, not too much. And now we are going to, I only have oxides. It's on. Then use your oxide. you're fine. Use whatever you have. You know, we are an all-inclusive crafting group. So definitely use what you have. Okay. So look at, I'm going to try to keep my work area. I don't want to cover my whole page to start. I'm going to kind of build off of the center. So I'm going to take this down and we are going to hope for the best. Let's see what we're going to get. And I'm going to just kind of kiss it and drag it a little bit in that. And let's see what we get. Oh my goodness. I love it. So I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to pick up what's going on here where it all just kind of sucked in there. I'm just going to pick that up because I'm going to kiss it into the pigment again. Okay. So I'm going to move this and I want some yellow up in this corner. I'm going to take some of this out too. I'm going to remove a little bit of Seedless preserves and I'm going to pick up some of that mustard seed in that corner. Oh yeah, friends. Totally digging it. Great place to start. Maybe a little bit more, just kind of move it around. Now, because a lot of the moisture is lost, oh, totally digging it. Okay. I'm going to wet that though. I don't like that kind of little smushy, draggy mark. So let's go in there with a little bit of water, break up our pigment. Let's dry the first layer and we can always add more. Okay. So I'm going to dry this layer. I've got my heat gun here. I love this color palette. Isn't that fun? So we're going to layer on this, right? So it's a good place to start. We broke this page. We have started our plan of action. It's all kind of laying here. And then we're going to layer on top of it. So I plugged my laptop in and my phone. So none of that craziness is going to happen tonight. Because if you watched last week and then my freaking laptop shut off. So we're not going to bake this, okay, friends? I'm just going to take some of the moisture out with my heat gun. And then I can take my paper towel and lift some of that up. Because now where I missed it, watch, if we lift this, but watch your paper towel because you can put the pattern of the paper towel in there. But because I'm going to be layering a lot on here, I'm all right with that. Right? We're not baking. We're just taking some of the moisture out. And I'm okay with that. And if I want to, I'll just make sure I don't have big pools of water. All right. Very good, very good. Love that. And now I'm going to go in now with my little sheet. And now I'm going to start adding with deliberation. Okay, meaning now that I broke my page and I have all my color kind of where I want it. Now I'm going to go in and just start dripping and kissing some color into here, but really digging. Look at the pretty colors. So they're all pretty close on your color wheel, right? So you didn't make mud. You could have run the risk a little bit of mud with the purple and yellow, but I think it turned out okay. I'm really loving this kind of grapey, kind of raisiny purple that came out of the mustard seed and the Seedless preserves. So digging that. Let's just kind of work on it. And I'm going to go in first now with some fossilized amber and mustard seed and start just building a little bit of the yellow. Okay, so I'm kissing some mustard seed onto my sheet of plastic and I'm adding water. And I am going to kiss some of that in to what I have and just kind of start building, not everywhere, because if you put the same color down over and over again, right, then you don't have any interest. You have the same color everywhere. And remember with your distress ink to dry between layers if you want to layer. If you leave it all wet, you're going to blend, okay? We got to do the things tonight, right? It looks like Africa. Very fun. So we're just going to keep trucking along, right? Because we got lots to do. So I'm going to go in here now with some fossilized amber and just deepen up that yellow a little bit. I'm going to make it really wet, and I'm going to drip some of it in there. It's just a little bit more controlled with the drips than it is with the kissing. But now we're kissing it like it's our grandma, not like it's the rock, right? Meaning just gently. Grandma's frail. You can't get in there and hug her really hard like you might the rock, because you'll break her. And now I'm going to dry this layer. You love this color palette. It's fun, right? I think this is totally a you kind of thing, Natalie. And I think I saw Nicole out there too. Hi, Nick. In case I didn't say hello. So what's really fun now is putting that little bit of yellow is eating into our pink. And we're getting some deliciousness here. This is the base of the layout. So we're just kind of building, and then we're going to go a little crazy on our second sheet. So I'm going to go in here and pick some of that pigment out because I really like the kind of watermarking we're getting. Building some of that just outer ring by drying it, because where it dries on the outside of the pigment or the little pool of water, then you get that kind of harder ring, which I love. If you left it to dry, it would dry that dark color. If you lift it, it's just going to be the darker color in the outer ring of your Distress Ink pool. Really digging this pigment up here with that. And I have no patience, so just know it, right? And now I'm going to just buckle. My paper's buckling a little bit with the heat, but we're good. And if you're new and you aren't aware of this and you have a laminating machine or a Mink, I will often, when this is done, throw that through my Mink to smooth out or flatten my paper. Super duper awesome tip. So you might have a laminating machine, or if you have the Mink for the foiling, I'll often run it through. Really loving this. See where it's very muted, where the water was really wet. I'm going to go in here now with some picked raspberry. I am layering one color at a time, so I have a true representation of the color. We're going to layer to get depth, and then we're going to do some tricks on the other page. Did I go in Festive berries? So we're going to use Festive berries now in picked raspberry. Let's see. I'm going to go in with the picked raspberry. I'm adding some water. I'm going to take that extra water off of the mat, and I'm going to kiss it into my picked raspberry area, and some of those dots into that yellow, which is going to make a really pretty salmon color, and maybe down into the Seedless Preserve, and just kind of layer some of that awesome pink in there. And dry it. Laminator works great too. Yes, if you don't have the Mink, you are fine with the laminator. So very happy to see lots of you here tonight. Seeing some angry faces, not sure why, if it was a boo-boo or if I did something that made you angry. Hopefully I can rectify it before the night is done. I'm going to lift some of that extra and still layer in there, because we're going to go in, and this is all we're going to do for the background. It's just layer, 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 and then we'll do some of the fun techniques on our separate sheet. Okay, so totally digging it. Going to go in. What do we want to go in now with? I think I'm going to do another layer of the picked raspberry, because I'm feeling I need a little bit more depth in there. Okay, so let's go in there. I'm going to pool that. Up a little bit. And watch, I'm going to add a little bit of water there. Just so I don't have maybe a little there too. Let it run a bit. Just play with it, friends, right? Build your masterpiece. What was it? Angry faces need to go to bed. That's all good. You know me. Doesn't bother me at all. Some days maybe. Today it doesn't. I'm having fun. I've been looking forward to this all week. So look at the pretty orange that's making with the mustard seed and the picked raspberry. And look at this awesome color right here. Like, it's quite a vibrant pinky color, right? Loving it. So building, I'm not going to take all of that away. Really loving that. We'll leave this to just kind of marinate and get darker, but really digging this. Going to go in a little bit more with the pink. And I don't know. I don't think, maybe I'll put a little bit of Seedless preserves in there, but I might not, because I'm kind of really just digging this, right? Very fun. So any questions so far? Do you see the magic with the Distress ink really is the layer, layer, layer. Dry between your layers, layer, layer, layer. I love this very special ink from my friend Tim Holtz. It makes me incredibly happy. I'm going to bring some of that pink down into my purple. I'm going to take a look at my photo as well, because I feel like I want to make sure I'm getting the color on that cup. Okay, so let me, where'd you put it, Vicki? So look at, I just put that pink in there wet, and I'm going to put a little Seedless preserve, because look at, I want to pull some of that yumminess in there. Did I miss anything? Love the water droplets in the purple. It is super fun, isn't it? And now let's put a little bit, while this is wet, I'm not going to dry it. I still need to get an oxide color or two. I've only got the inks. Definitely, Robin, and then just start with your favorite palette, like what you use a lot of, because you won't be disappointed. Like, it is one of those things, I really do not feel bad pressuring you guys into purchasing Distress inks and oxides. You don't have to get into any of the other things to start with, like the paints or the embossing powders. Like, you really can just kind of stick in with, I'm going to pull some of that purple up there. And I might put some over in here too, because I don't know how much of this I'm going to cover with my photos, right? So let's put a little over there. Oh, love that. Yeah, that purple in with that yellow is super fun. Look at that. That's great popsicle happening right there. It's a little muddy right here, so I'm going to take that up. But totally digging it. Very fun. Am I missing any questions? I had an audiobook on and missed the beginning too. It's all good. Remember, break your page by kissing it into a big pool of ink. Let that pattern kind of determine what you're going to build off of. That is the fun part, right? Yay. I fell asleep and missed the beginning. It's okay, Dandy. For free too. Yeah. Right? I love to be with you guys. So that's really dark. So let's lift that a little bit. But I'm loving this Ready purple. That kind of matches the rose on the teacup. So let's kind of play in there. I have one of the Ranger heat guns. I need to pull that out because it won't blow your ink all over. It's just a matter of locating it in the mess that is currently my creative space. So I want to show you the one last thing I'm going to do, because I'm happy with this. I'm not going to mess around much more. We're just going to do one thing. Okay. Very much love this. not even my normal color palette. Like we made a little bit of mud over here and I'm all right with it. Totally all right with that. But yes, if any of you, if you're joining like in the middle or you didn't see the beginning, you will be fine. And this does kind of look like crush colors, right? You have a little bit of cream soda going on, some pineapple crush, a little bit of orange crush, and some grape crush. I totally love that. It's totally kind of a crush color, right? So the only thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to mist a little bit of water on here. We're going to lift it off with one clean paper towel, and then I'm going to set it aside to dry. But I'm really digging this. Look how quick that was to make a background. So if you're a card maker, you could totally use this and stamp some flowers on it if you wanted to. If you like this but wanted to take the color down, mist the whole thing with water and lift it off. Don't let it blend all over because you'll get a little bit of mud, but you totally could. And then let it dry and build layers on top. That's the magic with distress, is that you really can just build. Like if I wanted to take this down, I could mist this whole thing with water, lift it with a clean paper towel, and then let it dry and start dripping and building again. We'll have to do that one day. I want to make something that all of you guys are loving and you're like, oh, I love this. It's so awesome. And then I want to take it all down with water and start again on top of it. I think that would be fun. You know, I love to do that with you guys, and then you all freak out because like I ruined something you love. You think I ruin it, but then I show you, no. Sometimes with your art, it's a piece of paper and you got to get crazy with it. These are just regular distress ink to start. I just like the transparency of them. I love the blendability of regular distress ink. So I started just with distress ink. In the next technique I'm going to do, I am going to use the oxides. Okay, so I'm going to take this and then just tap on my distress sprayer just to get some little water droplets down. So you can also do what Tim used to do before he had the distress sprayer, and you can just flick some water on back in the day. But I'm just going to take this down because we still have to layer on top. So I just am putting some water on here and I'm going to lift it up just to have kind of a muddled effect. Okay, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but look at it's already starting to pool and brighten. I'm not going to let it sit for long. I'm going to lift it. Oh, I love this. I'm going to dry it and I'm going to do it one more time. This is what creates depth, and it's kind of softening the background because we don't want it to compete too much because there are going to be like other elements layered on here, right? This mat behind is the Ranger Distress Mat, or Ranger Splat Mat, Craft Mat. I also love the white ones from scrapbook.com and from American Crafts. I sell the white one in my store. I love that one because sometimes I don't want the brown background. I'm just going in one more time now and selectively kind of tapping where I want the water to go. I want to break up my little bit of poop. I made poop in the corner, right? So I want to lift that a little bit. Oh, I love it. Okay. Very nice, very nice. And I'm going to set this aside now to dry. I will put it up closer to the camera so you guys can see. Here, let me dry it a little bit. So you can see where those watermarks didn't go straight to white. They are just kind of layers of making the color that's under it slightly lighter. If that makes any sense. I don't know if I'm going to make sense tonight. I'm doing my best. Let me share a funny with you guys. Hi, Angie. I was wondering if you'd be here tonight. I miss you, my friend. What is the difference between the two kinds of inks? Distress ink is a pigment ink. It is transparent. That's the biggest thing you need to know about that. Distress ink is transparent. It's a pigment ink. It is water soluble, water reactive. It wicks. It's different than most. I don't think there might be 1 or 2 inks nowadays that are similar to this, but nothing will trump your distress ink. Your oxides are chalky. They are a mix of pigment and no, I just lied. These are dye-based inks. I'm lying. Sorry. These are dye-based inks. This is the mix of pigment and dye. This is a hybrid. Sorry, tired. That's what happens. So watch. I'm going to say it again. So rewind. These are dye-based inks. They're transparent. They will wick with water, meaning when you add the water, they kind of billow out. They're super magic. I caught myself before I even looked. I got confused. And I caught myself. This is what happens when you're too tired. Distress oxide is a pigment ink. So it is more opaque. And these ones are actually a blend of pigment and oxide. So they're super magic. Super magic. So why I don't use this start, I never kind of start with the oxide, is because it is not transparent. And when I want to build a background like this, I go in with my regular distress ink. So will you be getting more of your color ink wheels in metallic? No, I have some that I can put up for sale, Jordan, but they're discontinued. You know, with my product, I always say, if you like it, buy it. It is not like other, if you like Vicki Boutin products, like any of these, you buy it when you see it, because they're not evergreen. They're not like Distress Ink or any other company. American Crafts does not generally carry the same product repeatedly. So, right, I prefer Distress over Oxide, but love them both. I love them both, but for different reasons, right? It's like anything else, right? It's like using a Sharpie compared to a colored pencil. They both do really cool things, but they're different. So just always keep in mind that they're similar but different. Okay. So sorry for messing you up when and look at, and everybody got on here to correct me because they're like, Vicki, watch what you're saying, because you're lying. You're not telling the truth. And I wasn't. I was totally lying, right? So this is my foundations paper. Yes. So that's why we were able to put all this water on here and it's still relatively flat. Remember, I didn't bake this. It still has moisture in it. It's damp, but it will flatten out. That's why if you overheat your paper with your heat gun, you will change the memory and the fibers of the paper. Heat will expand the fibers in your paper. So if you overheat it, it will always stay like this instead of going back to flat, right? It will expand and then go back to flat. So just make sure you don't overheat. So sorry if I messed any of you. I totally messed. What was your question, Keisha? Can you do the same technique with the sprays? You could, Angie, but I find the sprays are going to be, you can't control the amount of water the same with the sprays. So you can do the same technique, but I find by starting with the ink pad that it's, if you want this kind of really dotty, you have more control of your water with your ink pad. But the sprays, you certainly could. With re-inkers, you could. But you might have to play with that a little bit because it is a wet medium, right? A spray is a wet medium. So you might not get the tiny little polka dots unless you let some of the moisture leave your spray. Hopefully that makes sense. If you have a straight line of oxides and want to feather soften the edge, what is the best way to do that? I would mist it with water. I'd mist it with water, break it up, and layer on top. Hi, Terry. How are you? Welcome. Welcome to anyone that my husband was talking to me and I missed the whole conversation. Pam, I know. They come in and they miss you or they have a question and then you get lost. I'm not sure what you missed, Pam. Just let me know and I will happily repeat myself. So here, want to take a closer look. this is going to be the background of my layout. I might add, I might take away, but I'm quite content with this color palette that is totally out of my wheelhouse, but digging it. And I think, right, with my photos are going to be very pretty on here. I think that's going to work. So now what I'm going to pull in is some green and some navy and some yellow. So there is some buckling in this paper. Like I said, maybe tonight, because tonight is the night we do all the things, I'll grab my mink out and show you how awesome it is when you flatten the paper out. We'll do that. Okay, I'll get up and grab it in a minute and we'll do that. So am I missing? Inspired by that luscious cup, the luscious cup and the luscious cup of deliciousness that was inside of it. It was very yummy. Hi, Beth, new to the live. Welcome. Yeah, the sweet husbands are hijackers. It's because that, I'm sure they come in and they say to you, that Vicki, man, she takes up all your time and you're ignoring me. So they might not like me too much. So I'm going to move on from this. So with the design of my layout, I know I want to lay a piece of solid here and some stripes. So we're going to make those. Now, this is going to be yellow, and I'm going to do stencil stamping. We're just get ready. It's going to be fun. Okay. So, ooh, you know what? I forgot my paper trimmer. So give me a second. I got to run around the other side of my desk. Going on a road trip. Knocked my light over. I have the light turned sideways and it is very top heavy, like me. Okay. So the reason I'm cutting the paper is because then I can make the different pieces that I want. Okay. Yes, I'm on Facebook and YouTube tonight. I am, what is your store? VickiBoutin.com. And don't be disappointed if you go there and there's not much in it. It is not stocked all the time, but I will be restocking next week. So let's determine, because I know some people, I don't know, might go on to my website and be like, holy moly, she doesn't have anything in there. And it could be the case sometimes. So I think I'm going to have this piece over here. I'm going to start with about a 5.5 for what I want on the side. And we are going to make this pattern paper now out of different distress inks, because we're building a layout. So if you are new here, I'm making a scrapbook page, but you do not have to. Your husband makes your dinner every Friday night now. I'm telling you, I think we are better wives, daughters, moms, sisters, friends, when we have, can have some time to do something creative for ourselves. I really, really, truly believe that. So we're going to do some stencil layering now, because the end of the month for Do the Things series, and that's what this is called, the Do the Things series. And every month we're focusing on different products and just playing and making mixed media backgrounds. You can use for your cards. You can use them for your layouts. You can use them for junk journal, glue books. If my friend Janice is out there, she got great news this week. So yay for Janice. Everybody send Janice a big virtual hug. You can use this for anything. You can just do this if it just makes you feel good to sit and make something, right? Friday nights with you are, you all are my sanity saver. And I love it. And we have an awesome community here, right? You need a husband like that who makes you food. Natalie, he makes you coffee sometimes though, doesn't he? What's the product for April? I haven't decided yet. Laura, it was supposed to be my new texture paste, and I can do that, but they're not shipping in time. So it kind of threw a wrench in my whole thing. So snaps for Janice. Yes, Patty. So Gina K is May, and I don't have anything else yet. So maybe if I can work with, I'm trying to do some stuff with Seth after. So maybe if I can reach out to Seth and order some products and get him, if he can throw it into the mail for me quickly, maybe next month, April, can be a Seth after month, or whoever. I'll look into that and see, figure it out. Okay, friends? But Gina K is for May. Gina K is for May. So we'll figure it out. Or maybe we'll just do some more distress. Maybe we'll do something with acrylic paints. We could do that. We'll figure it out. I have lots of plans for upcoming months, but we'll figure it out. So I'm going to do this yellow background. So the first thing I'm going to go in with and do is a quick break the page with some Fossilized Amber. And I'm just kind of breaking it up. And some mustard seed. Okay. With regular distress, it's not oxides. The next step will be an oxide. Okay. We're going to mist it and make it pretty wet. Okay. Let's do the things. And I am just going to drag this around in this background and hope for the best. Let's see. Love it. And there's a hair on there too. Love that. I don't know where that came from. And I'm wiping this up. No, I'm going to dry and then pick up some of the dots. Okay. So look, we just made our yellow base. I'm doing that because it's just going to work. Does anyone know where I can get the mini inks from Gina K in Canada? I don't know. We'll figure it out. You pre-ordered my color study kit? Yeah, we're going to have fun with that. The product, like I said, is filtering in. I'm just waiting for, like everything else, in COVID times. I'm glad I planned for, left such a kind of break in the whole thing. Because friends, we would not have had anything in time. I'm glad we aren't doing the class until May, because I think it would have been a nightmare. Okay, loving that. Not going to mess around with this too much. Because look it, we just made our own yellow pattern paper that looks like watercolor. So we're going to take the extra moisture off. And part of me doesn't want to mess with that. I'm going to leave that, but use the other side of my mat. And let's go in with some oxide ink. And we're going to go in now with, I'm going to put just Fossilized Amber down. Ordered the color study from Natalie May. I love that. In Australia, mine is on pre-order. I got an email from a cherry on top that color studies early. They'll send it out. Be prepared though. If you see the 6x12 chipboard, I'll grab it quickly because guys, you need to order this. It was way under ordered. You're not going to get it. I'm just telling you now. So go tonight. I'll put a link up later, but this chipboard, order it. I'm telling you, even if you think it's coming in your pre-order, I would say order it because it might not be in there because this sold out and they should have ordered probably double of it. Okay, friends? You're going to want to do that. Auntie Vicki just gave you a little tip, right? You're going to want to do that. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with Fossilized Amber in Oxide, and I'm going to put it down this side because I want the two to blend a little bit, but I don't want to put it right in my pad. Now, do you see the difference already? There's opacity in this, right? This was very transparent. Your Oxide have this opacity. So now you want to make your decision, okay? You could use bubble wrap right now. You could use a stencil. Anything that will make an impression. We're going to do some stencil stamping. Now, I have different options here, and I will link this later, but I have a large stencil, which would really be ideal because I could do it in one step. Or we could take a different stencil. So I'm going to use this one. Let's just go in and use this one, and I'm going to show you some tricks, okay? So I will list all of the stencils later because, like I said, super helpful if you guys go in and use my share sale links. If you're going to go and buy it anyway, it costs you nothing. But I do these Friday nights all the time. And if you're going to shop and you use my links, it's super helpful to me. So what I'm going to do is now go in here and I'm going to drag my stencil in those inks. Okay. Now, what you want to be aware of is you might not want the lines. And I don't think I want the lines. So I'm going to take that before I stamp with it. And I'm going to wipe it off of and maybe break it up a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to move this mat over a little bit so I have a working area. And now I'm going to go in here and I am going to press this on my paper. And I'm stamping with my stencil. Let's hope this is going to work because I don't know if there's enough surface area on this stencil or not, but we'll try it. Okay. So hopefully we have very fun. Okay. So I'm going to do it again. Drag my stencil in the ink, wipe the edges, and this time I'm going to mist that stencil because I want to make sure there's lots of water on it when I go to do this next step. I'm just taking the lines off just so I can move this around and I don't have strips on it. So I'm going to mist now the stencil, wipe the edges because the water will still leave a line that you might not want. And let's take it and press it right here. Press down. How are we doing? Where are those links? Gail, I'll add them at the end. Okay. I put them all in a Facebook page and then I will just put the link after. Okay. In the regular comment section of the video. Let's see. Totally digging it. So as I'm going through, we're going to use two different stencils on here. I'm going to leave some of these open areas and we're going to build in with another stencil. So this one, guess what? I'm going to mist my area. I'm not adding any more pigment on here. I'm going to drag it in there again. Okay. I'm going to wipe my edges, maybe break that up so it's not just a rectangle of pigment. Lift it a little bit again. Here we go. And I'm going to go up in this corner. Don't want to get this bottom craft mat dirty. So look, I hope it's all on camera, right? You're not missing what I'm doing here. You're picking up what I'm putting down. Put that there. Press into it. Okay. And we're building layers. Oh, I love it. One more down here, and then we're going to go in and build with another stencil, and we'll figure out what pigment that we're going to use. And don't clean your mess here because we're going to use this to make a new color. Okay, wipe some of that off, break it up a little bit. I'm going to even do it upside down now. Press in there. Love it. One more. I said that it wasn't one more, but I'll tell you why. I want in that white down here. So I'm going to kind of layer because you can move and build that pattern up. And let's just press a little bit of that there. Love it. Vicki says she's done, and then Vicki just keeps going. And Vicki refers to herself in third person. But I need a little bit more pigment down in here. Okay, I love it. So see what's happening there, friends? So now we're going to give this a little blast with a heat gun. Yes, I have more of the white mats to add into my store. I have tons in the restock, friends. I ordered lots of things. I have new stamps. I have punches. I have lots of things that I'll be adding into the store. Okay. So let's just heat that a little bit. So we're not sitting there with all that wet pigment, but look how pretty, friends. Love it. So first thing I'm going to go do, because you know I have to, is I'm going to break up some of this with some just water. So let's just break some of what we have with just water so it looks a little distressed. And then we'll go in with our next layer. Okay. So just tapped some water on here. You could flick it with your hand if you don't have a distress sprayer. Just breaking that up. Now, because this is all diluted and watered down, you're not going to get the same as if you were using it out of a blending tool. But let's still go in there because I might use my blending tool on this one. We'll see. Lift that up. Oh, I love it. Here's another fun thing we can do. Ready? Let's do it on this end. So I'm going to pool some water right here. And then I'm going to let it run down my page. And let it run. And stop it. And dry it. Okay, am I missing any questions or anything, friends? What is that stencil called, and is it still available to purchase? It is, and I will link it at the end, okay? All of the things I'm using tonight, I will link. So yes, it is. I will link all of the things. And if you're like, where will it be linked? It will be linked in the description of the video, okay? I will link it in the description of the video. But look how fun. That's already breaking up the pattern. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in here and let's make a new color. What can we add to this? I'm thinking maybe a little bit of Festive berries. A little bit. So I'm going to use regular distress ink and watch. I'm going to tap it. Here is kind of clean on my mat. And let's see. Do we like this color? I don't know yet. I'm going to blend it and put it in here a little bit. So see what I did with my finger is with the oxides and everything that was on here. I'm going to take all that Festive berries because it's too dark. And I'm going to very much dilute this. And then I'm going to, let's test it. I'm going to test it on the back and just make sure I like it. Ooh, it's kind of fun, isn't it? So, but I'm nervous. I'm nervous. So I'm going to pick it up with my sheet, the little sheet of plastic, if I can find it in my disaster area. Vicki, if you were a little sheet of plastic, where would you be? I can't find it. So guess what? I'm just going to use my stamp block. And let's see if we can pick this up and what we will get. Ready? Okay, I'm going to stamp some dots on there. Oh, I love it. Stamp in some dots, and then we're going to drag the edges a little bit. Not everywhere, right? You don't want it to look like sticker sneeze. And I don't want too much orange in there, so I'm happy with that. We're going to dry that layer. And then we'll do some draggies, just so it doesn't look like one big white parcel of color, okay? Loving it. See, it's coming together. And now, just so my edges aren't so clean, we're going to drag in our mess. Okay. Love it. Okay. Back in this corner. Let it drip. Let it run. Wet this corner a little bit. See what we get. Don't be afraid to play. I hope that is your biggest takeaway from all of this, right? The magic comes from knowing it's a piece of paper, and if you don't like how it turns out, grab another one and start again. Don't worry about the buckling either. Okay, I'm going to show you the trick. The fix. Okay. Don't want that orange, so let's move it. And a little bit of kiss of those dots. Totally digging it. Okay. Wiping it up. One more dry. How are we doing? What did I miss? Anything here? Just a piece of paper in your time. 100%, right? That paper towel looks like a crime scene. Yes, we have a little SVU, Special Victims Unit, going on in here. Totally love it. So let me show you something else, okay? Because now we've seen where we can add, we can take away pigment, right? With the watermarking, we take away, we added it with stencil stamping, even though it's the exact same color of ink we had kissed in the background. Because we went in then with oxides and they're opaque, we have this really fun tone on tone pattern, right? You found my sheet of plastic. Where is it? It's probably right in front of me and I can't even see it. Oh, it's right here. Yay. But stamp block worked. It was very controlled. I like it. Okay. I'm going to wipe up my stuff like I do. But Distress inks, because they're water soluble, are very forgiving. Okay. Good times. Where's Waldo? Where's Vicki's plastic? I found it. You guys, I looked and there it was. But we aren't going to throw these away either. You know what? Let's start thinking about it, friends. Things I've talked about that we're going to do. Why don't we make the month of April a viewer's choice? So why don't you start sending me ideas of things that you would like to see or techniques I've done in the past that were your favorite. Why don't we make April, as Vicki's birthday month, a kind of viewer's choice month where we can go through and do some really fun stuff? What do you think? Someone had a bloody nose. No, it's all pretty. This one is beautiful. I love that Seedless preserves. But wouldn't that be fun, right? But trying to keep her white is a mess. Yeah, I love it. Decoupage your paper towels. Well, for sure, because we've talked about doing paper towel art. That could be 1 week. So let's think about some things, right? April is your birthday month as well. Happy birthday, Tina. Oh, look at lots of you guys, right? Let's try using up all the paper towels with all the pigment. It's already going to be one of the things for the month of April is using paper towels because I keep all of them. They're talking about a dog. What are they talking about? Oh, they're talking about me trying to keep me clean. I'd love to see you demo your crayons again. I can, but there is definitely, if you look, is it Anissa? There are tons and tons and tons of art crayon classes, but 100% I can. Irene, mine is the 25th and yours is the 26th. Look, we're birthday buddies. And you just had your 50th last week. Happy birthday, Debbie. Yes, distress. Do you want me to do a canvas? I could totally do canvas one day. Yours is April 25th too, Dawn? Very exciting. So is mine. Dyeing the coffee filters. We could do that again. So let's make a list. And then why don't we pick out of a basket? So that's another thing I'll post on Vicki Boutin Creative Community is a list of your favorite techniques. I will write them all down. I'll put them in a jar and we'll pick 4 of them out. And that will be what we do for the month of April. I think that will be fun, don't you think? But one will be a canvas for sure. Okay, one's going to be a canvas already. One's going to be paper towels. Maybe we won't pick out of a jar. We'll just figure it out. So I'm going to go in now with, because this is how I roll with my ink blending tools. I buy all of the foams in all the colors, or all of the foams, so I can switch it out for all my colors. We're going to go in and now we're going to add distress ink. And then we are going to do some marking in that. Are you ready? So let's go in with, I'm gonna go darker. So I'm gonna go in with Fossilized Amber with regular, and I'm gonna do it with some oxide. I'm not gonna put it everywhere, but I'm going to start building some darker color that we're gonna do something fun in. So I'm sorry I'm shaking the table a little bit, but let's do that. Not everywhere, right? Okay. And maybe some right here. And I'll do a little at the top. And I'm going to show you, we're going to take away now. But I think it'll be fun. So don't ink up a rectangle, okay? Just ink some areas like that. Okay, now we have some areas. We're not going to leave it like that. We're going to switch it up. The paper towel art, totally. We could do that, right? Or maybe I could grab my book and I could do techniques out of the book. Do you think that would be fun? So I could take my Creative Foundations book, which I can see it's right down here, and I could pick out like 4 techniques from that. That would be fun. I'm going to go in a little bit of oxide in the Fossilized Amber as well. In the areas I already inked, but I'm going to use less of it. Okay. Okay. A little bit there, a little bit on the edge here, here. Blend it in there a little bit. And here. And now let's see what we're going to do. You ready? Okay. So now I'm going to grab a script stamp. Okay. So you need to grab a script stamp, or what else could we do? Yeah, I think I want something linear. Script stamp or something with stripes. So I have this one here I'm going to use. And I will share the stamp sets that I'm using after, okay? Embossing powder and heat gun. You just keep those ideas coming, friends, and then we will do that. So I'm going to use a script stamp. I'm going to mist it with water. That might be too much water because I changed my mind. So instead of doing that, do this, friends. Don't mist into your stamp. Mist onto your mat and pick up the water. Is anyone playing with me tonight? Is anyone playing along? Or are a lot of you just kind of watching, hanging out? We're stamping with clean water into the area that we just did our inking. Now see what will happen. So see, my stamp is too wet, so you can't really tell it's script. And you're not going to see super details, so you don't have to use a super detailed stamp. We're going to go in here. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to do something else too. So let's see. Oh, I love it though. I don't know. I'll show you something else too. Patty, you only watch and buy, but I want you to start making with me because it is fun. And I know that you are an awesome crafter. Well, you know what though? Because you did get the color study kit, you're going to be doing that with me, right? So you can't just watch that weekend. You have to play that weekend. I'm going to let that sit there for a minute. I need a little bit more there. A little bit more there. And I'm going to flick a little on there too. You can't really see the script, right? Because it's water. But let's break it up a little bit because I don't also want just solid pigment. Okay. We will see if it's breaking it up enough or not. Or are you working on something else? Watching and wine. I love it. Patty is buying all the things. I love it though, right? Because I feel like we can talk you into using them at some point, right, Patty? I can't wait till it's after COVID times and we can do this Vicki Boutin weekend we've talked about. Remember I said that I would really like to do something in Niagara-on-the-Lake? So I can meet a bunch of you guys and the cruise. I have to get in touch with the cruise ladies and book our next cruise dates. That needs to happen. So I'm drying this out. You will see Oxide performs differently as well. Because when I lift this up, you're going to be very interested to see that there is like this kind of pink hue. Because when the oxide dye and the pigment separates, you get a new color. So it's very interesting to me. But you can see, right, where we ate the ink away with the water, but I'm going to break it up a little bit more because it's still a little too dark for me. So let's just get a little crazy with the water. I'm not going to lift this now with the paper towel. I will just heat it. So I'm not, because paper towel will lift the pigment away, right? If we just heat it, it's pooled, but you will have a whole different kind of look when you heat that. I actually too am going to get crazy and let some of these drip. Okay, so I'm not going to lift this with paper towel because you can see, can you see something happening there? We have some like a different shade of yellow now. A little bit more water. And let's just heat this. Or you could set it aside to dry. Just let it dry on its own. Okay. Watching and opening my scrapbook.com box. Very exciting. Niagara-on-the-Lake weekend. I would like to have an exclusive event of mixed media. And I want to do it in Niagara-on-the-Lake because there are hiking trails, so we could do a photography aspect. And it's close enough to home that I could get my family to help. I think it would be a lot of fun. So I'm letting some of this dry on its with the heat gun. I'm going to lift some of it too because I lied. I want to get some of that pigment off there. And then we're going to do another strip and then we'll throw this through the mink and we'll start building the layout. but I'm going to do one more thing because I feel like this pulled a lot more orange than I want. So let's remedy it and just kiss one more layer of fossilized amber on here. Okay. So I'm going to throw, oops, I don't want oxide. I want distress ink. And I am just going to kiss into this. In those corners that are very orange. Because I don't really want orange on here. But when the ink separated, it is a little more orange. So let's just deposit pigment on there, right? Ooh, digging it, digging it, digging it. Okay, we'll dry that. So all of that stamping I did, I just kind of took away with this, but I'm all right with that because I was not digging the orange we were getting. How we doing there, friends? This is going to be a long one tonight, right? See you later. Duties are calling. I know you have other work things that you have to do, but you can always watch us on replay, right? The video will be saved. I'm going to stamp into it one more time to pick up in these areas that I want it and get some of those drippers. I love it. And maybe in this area too. And let's do this because we can. And just flick some on there. Because then at least with the paintbrush, we can kind of control where it's going, right? And then I can work into those peach areas of peach that I don't even know what happened there. It's just when the oxides separated, when we made it wet, we got a whole new color action going on, which in most cases I'd be fine with. It just doesn't really go with this layout. And we're done. Scrap Fest is tomorrow early, yes. Does anyone live in North Carolina? Does anyone here live in North Carolina who's watching? It is already, well, 9:30. This isn't too bad, but I know if you guys have other things that you have to do, but I'm usually here for a while. But this takes a while, right? To build the layers, we have to do the things. So, oh, totally digging how this is turning out now. And you're going to laugh. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to stamp one more of these on here because I lost a little bit of it. And then for reals, I'm going to leave this alone. You're like, oh yeah, you said that a couple times, but I will. But because I can position this kind of exactly where I want it, let's go in here and layer that guy. And a little bit more down here. Because this is what we do sometimes, right? We just revisit till we're happy with the look. Yep, I like that. And I'm going to do one more in this bottom corner, and I'm going to step away from this piece of paper. And sometimes you're not going to line it up perfectly, right? But if it's close, is good enough. Yeah, very good. Okay, I just brought that pattern back up to the top. And I always say when you're doing a lot of this kind of art is in layers and steps. You're not going to build something that, like if you go in through and appreciate a lot of the work Tim Holt's design team does, or Tim does, a lot of it is not a one-step thing. I lied. I'm going to go back up in that corner too. It is not a one-step process. It is layers and layers and layers to build that art. Even when you watch Tim's videos, which tomorrow I think he's doing distress paint, which is exciting. It's lots of steps, right? But this doesn't bother me. I never want to rush this process. This is, to me, my favorite part of playing with distress ink is the layers and the discovery. Hi, Claire. How are you? So I'm going to wipe this up now because I'm happy with that. So now look what we have. Right? Very, very pretty. Love it, actually. And we're going to do 2 more little strips. So let's clean up our things quickly. This doesn't really need to be cleaned. This does. We'll wipe it down because it's how I do these things. Make my paper towel sandwich. Like, look at, that's art. Can totally use that when we do our paper towel art. Wipe up the things. Okay, and dry up your area. And we'll move on to the next thing. So in my pictures, I am wearing for this layout, a dark green jacket. So I feel like we should do with our remaining strip. I'm not even cutting a specific size. I'm just going to do this so we can do 2 more colors. Okay. So in our photos, I'm going to do something in a purple and something in a green because I think those will be fun to pull in. So let's start with the purple Seedless Preserves, and I'm going to mix it with Festive Berries. And I'm just going in here and doing something kind of random, breaking our page. Okay, let's blend that together. Lots of water. And let's make something magical. Oh, love it. I want it more purple, though, than that feisty red. But look at that. Very fun. So let's start. Let's do this first. It's going to do something wild and crazy right out the get-go. Watch. Take that. And pick up some of that pigment through the stencil. Oh, I love it. Clean the stencil off again and do that. Pick up some of that pigment through the stencil and dry it. So it is not going to make a perfect impression, but it is the start of something kind of magical. Hi, Dana from Michigan. Happy to have you here. So let's go in and pick up some more pigment because every time we touch it, because a lot of the moisture is gone. I want some more. I'm going to take this away and put just the purple down, okay? The Seedless Preserves. Because it's pulling a little bit more red than I want because that Festive Berries is full on. Okay, let's go in here. Lots of water. I'm going to break that up. Pick some of that up. And let's tap into that a little bit. I'm tapping very lightly. Okay. I have an idea too. It's going to be fun. So let's try that. If you want to remember what we did with the kind of stencil removal, go in there and do it again. Just make sure you find a clean spot on your paper towel. Oh, love that. So it's almost working like a stencil stamping, but it's like a stencil reduction and a stencil stamp. So let's build the color on this one. And then we're going to add color on top of it. Okay, so let's tap in there again. See, very pretty. So I'm not pressing really hard in there because I just want kind of those polka dots of color. Pick some of that up there. Very pretty. Am I missing any questions? I would probably use it like that, as I would be afraid to wreck it. What would you be afraid to wreck, Betty? Your TV keeps freezing. Am I freezing for anybody else? It could be just your connection. And a little trick that I've learned is turn it off, like go out of it and come back again. And sometimes you can get a better connection. Okay, so I'm going to do a little watermarking on this. Okay, just break some of that up, create some depth, and then we're going to pick it up again. So let's just pick that water up. That's creating some depth. You can see where the watermarking. I'm not even going to dry that yet. I'm going to pick up some pigment again. I don't like that, so let's take it away. And let's see if we layer our stencil on top. We can pick some of that pigment up again. Okay, I'm letting it sit here for a minute because there's lots of pigment sitting there underneath. And lift and dry. And let's see what we get. I'm doing it again. Okay. And now I kind of deposited a little bit of pigment. Picking up some of these dots. Now there's hardly any moisture there, so you can kiss it like it's the rock. And let's clean up that mess. And look at little thing here, friends, too. If you have a scrap piece of paper, don't waste this magic, because that color that we have going on here is very pretty. And if you just take that and stamp it down, that could be a scrap for later, right? So just showing you, don't waste. Why wipe it all off on a paper towel? Wipe it off on your artwork. So we're almost done. We're going to do one more and we're going to build the layout. Okay. But I'm going to show you, I'll grab my Mink and we'll run the paper through and flatten it for our layout. Am I missing anything? Who else is participating in Virtual Scrap Fest tomorrow? Why did I forget about it? I don't know if I've heard from my friend Lisa for a little bit, but I'll have to look at the Virtual Scrap Fest tomorrow. I'll make sure that I am on there. Okay, I'm going to dry this. And we're going to put one more layer on top. Okay. Look how pretty in the depth in that one. I love this. And this is not usually my color palette, right? But totally digging that. So I have an idea. Now, what can we use that? It has to be something. Okay. Oh, this one. We're going to use the stencil. So, nope, I need circles. I need a polka dot. So I'm going to get up and grab one. Let's see. I have a bin of my stencils here. So what I want you to look for when you layer now on here is you want something that is equal. When I go to lay the next color on, I still want my purple to show. So if you put something that is thin like this, these kind of stencil, you're going to take all your purple away. So if I can, you could stamp on this, you could stencil on it. Oh, we could stamp on it. We could use that script again. Yes, I'm going to do that. There, I worked my way through it. And I'm going to go in now and chip Sapphire, and I'm going to stamp across this. I think the stamp will be fine. So let's try it. So I am going to stamp on this and chip Sapphire. Yay! You could use a stamping block if you want. I'm too lazy to get up and get one. So you don't have to do that. Oh, I love it. So I'm not going to stamp all the way down. I'm going to wet this a little too. And I'm going to leave some areas that are stamped solid and some that are not. So I'm not stamping all of it. I'll wipe some of it off. Stamps upside down, don't even care. Gonna mist it again because I dig in that where it kind of looks like the stamp isn't stamping the whole thing. We'll stamp it the right way up this time. Oh, totally digging that with the wet. I'm gonna kiss into that wet. Love that. So see what happened there? That layer on top in the oxide in the chip Sapphire on top of this purple is quite pretty, but we don't want it to just kind of randomly be all over the place. So let's put some drops on here too. Yes, this chip Sapphire is very, very pretty, right? So if we put some water droplets of it on here, it looks, it's spraying everywhere too. So just be prepared for that when you do the tappies with your paintbrush. And let's try to get a big drip. Okay. And we shall dry this. And this piece is done. We just need to do a green strip. And we will make our layout. Heat gun. What do you say, Natalie? I missed it, Nat. I have a jacket that has that exact same color you're using. I love it. The chip Sapphire. You're gonna laugh because I said I was done, but I have to do a little bit of this because it's very dark in this area. So I'm just gonna go in here and lift some of the pigment out in a couple areas. I'm keeping it very contained. but I want it to look like it just kind of got water eaten. Maybe somebody spilt their tea on it. Now let's see what happens. Will we love it or will we hate it? We will see. Okay. And dry. Oh, I love it. And when the water hits that chip sapphire and separates the two pigments, you get almost a little bit of a teal. When the two pigment types separate, love it. And I'll show you. And then this one's done. So see how, I'm hoping you guys can see it. When the chip sapphire, when you add water to it and the pigment separates, the underlying color is a turquoise. It's very, very pretty. So yes, the two colors, well, I used 3 on this one, remember? Because we did Festive Berries and Seedless Preserves to start. And then we went in with some chipped sapphire. But those are the 3 colors that we used here. You can see this Festive Berries is that kind of raspberry-ish pink. Okay, so now we have that strip of our own custom pattern paper. We have our yellow and we need a green because we need something that's going to contrast all of that. So let's go in, let's make our green, and then we'll make the layout. I don't know if we'll finish the layout tonight, but I'm going to get it all together and sew it. And then I will post a picture of it on all the social medias tomorrow. So it'll be on my Instagram, and because the whole thing, right, it's going to take a little while. I'm not going to lie. And I don't know if you guys want to stay with me that whole time while I do it. So let's see. I'm going to open my drink too. I need to have a quick drink. I hope somebody's playing along out there because I love when you guys go and post it before I even get my layout up, right? Okay, had a drink. Where's that last strip of foundations? Let's go in and make a nice contrasty green. Let's go in. I have peeled paint, forest moss, and then I have, for my oxide, is rustic wilderness. So let's see what business we can make out of these. And then our distress ink days are done. Okay, what do we want to do for this one? I'm going to start with peeled paint, and we're going to break our page in the same way that we've done. Okay, so let's just throw some of that down. I'm going to get crazy, and I'm going to throw a little bit of mustard seed distress ink in here as well, just a little bit. Let's wet that. Let's blend so that isn't pure yellow. It's more of a yellowy green. See, we just made a new color. See how we separated those two? So that was mustard seed and peeled paint, just regular distress. And we are going to break this page just by adding some pigment on here. I like it because I know we're going to get dark. Leave a little bit of the whiteness. Let's dry that, and we'll put another layer on top. Very nice. You're here for the duration. You're staying with me. I love it. There are no secret words this time around. No secret words. Exactly what Natalie just said. You're just going to want, when this is done, to comment on the regular video comments, not in the regular comment, not in the live comments. So all I want you to do when this is done, you can go on here, and I have to wipe my hands because I'm depositing color on the card off my dirty hands. So here's what you have to do to be entered in the giveaway. You ready? Tell me what your favorite Distress ink color is. Not here, but on Vicki Boutin, there'll be 2 places to win. On Vicki Boutin Creative Community, if you're not a member, go and join that. And on the regular YouTube video, when it's done and the regular comments are posted, all you have to do is tell me your favorite Distress ink color. You can pick any color you want, and everyone who posts a comment will be entered for the giveaway. And I'm going to be doing a combination of Distress inks or Distress products and Vicki Boutin product. And I'm going to do 2 giveaways, one from the YouTube comments and one from the Vicki Boutin Creative Community comments. Okay. And all you have to do, not posting it now, if you post it in the live comments, I won't be drawing from that. You're going to want to post it, and not on Vicki Boutin Creative Community until I start the post, because I don't want 12 million just random posts. Too hard for me to find it. So when I'm done this video tonight, I will go right over to Vicki Boutin Creative Community and I will post a thread that says, post your favorite Distress ink color here for a chance to win. And then you can post there and you have 2 chances or opportunities to win. So this is my favorite way to do Distress ink. Look at, just layer, 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 dry between the layers and magic will happen. Okay. So I just want a couple more of those dots up on the top. We'll dry this and then we will add something very simple to this one because we've got a lot of business going on the other ones. So all I'm going to do is stencil with the other colors on top of this, okay? So it doesn't take too long. Lovely. Now, I'm going to go in here with a stencil and we're going to stencil over top of this. I just have to find something that I want to use. Oops, I just threw all of what we worked on tonight on the floor. So there's that. Are you doing the giveaway open worldwide? Yes. Well, I got to figure that out because except for England, because I'm sorry, my friends, but I do not know how to post anything in England. So I don't know how to do that. If there's an easy way that it can be done, I will happily include all of my English friends that I love. But Brexit, man, is making it impossible for us. I threw everything on the floor. But yes, I will do worldwide, but we have to figure out how I can make England work. What happens if your grandma wants to send you something in England now? Because it's craziness that you have to pay tax. It's just the craziest thing, right? But I would think just regular mail, do we have to do that? And I'm sorry, my friends in England, because I know that it makes you very sad, but it is now impossible for us. Okay, so I am going to stencil a stripe because I think that will be fun. I just have to try to do that without that moving on me. Okay, ink blending tool. Gonna go in with a combination of Forest Moss and Rustic Wilderness. Forest Moss in regular Distress and Rustic Wilderness in Oxide. Okay, ink blending tool. Right, I'm gonna start off with Forest Moss and make it a pretty little stripey. You gotta watch with these stencils. I only go back and forth, okay? Not up and down, because you will move your stencil and it'll bleed underneath. I like that I can still kind of see the layers underneath. Maybe I might only use the forest moss because I can still see layers of the ink under. Okay, so just go in here. Let's deposit some color. We're making another pattern paper for our layout. I have an idea. So we'll do this. And we're going to do some watermarking. Actually, watch what's going to happen here. I just had an idea for the oxides. Oops, see? Jeepers creepers. Hopefully I didn't mess all that up. So remember that stencil? Yes, it's next to impossible these days. So I'm going to go in now with Rustic Wilderness. I am going to put a little bit on the script stamps. I'm going to give it a light mist with water. And I'm going to stamp it into our stripe. Very fun. Okay. Lift that. And add some more going down here. Where's moss? Okay, got to hold your paper underneath, okay? It's very hard, and I want it to be where everybody feels like they're included, but running a small business makes it hard. And I used to ship, I don't know if Adam is still here, but I did to Adam in England, but now everything has changed. Chipboard sapphire from strip 2 turns to a wonderful sap green that matches the jacket in the picture. I love it. You're in YouTube jail. Why? What happened? What does that mean? What happens on YouTube? What did you do that wouldn't let you? Is it not letting you comment or something? I don't know the things. So what does that mean? You're in YouTube jail. Love it. And a couple little mists of water to break that up as well. And we'll move down the page. What happened, Holly? How are you in YouTube jail? Oh, I love this. Okay, so let's just line up our stripe and finish this out. And now I can tape it there. It shouldn't move. Okay. I'm not sure you can, Don. It takes practice. Make a list of things to do on, say, 4x6 cards, then do the things. What was the comment, Mary? Is it Mary or Mari? But yes, all these things could be done on a card. You can cut all these up. You could put them through your lovely steel ruled dies. Any of these backgrounds we're making could go through cut files. Like there, you can use this in your projects anyway. So I don't know if that's what you guys were talking about, or I'm just answering a question that makes no sense to what your conversation was. But for me, like if I was sitting here on a Friday night scrapbooking just for myself, what I'm doing with you guys is exactly what I would be doing. I would build these layers. I never feel like I have like time constraints when I'm making my art. I just do what I want, right? So I'm going to just keep working away. I have to move this up so you guys can see it. And move that off the end. Love this. What's happening right here on this little strip, in case you were wondering. So let me see. Am I missing anything? Nat, am I missing questions? Who will get your what you like? A small 4x6 card isn't an expensive investment. It's 100% agree with you, right? You don't have to do scrapbook layouts. Now, a lot of the ladies who have followed me for a long time, I do a lot of layouts because it's what the demand is, right? That people who have followed along, I started as a scrapbooker, but I've always done mixed media art. I'm a mural painter. I just like to do all of the things. So I am definitely open. I know there were requests people really would like to see art journal pages, and I'm going to do that, especially next month in our just doing all the things month, right? I think it will be fun. I'm not going to add any more water on this one. I'm just going to stamp. Okay, let's do it. I had a dream that I traveled last night, and you want funny is that my travel, I went to see friends that I have in New Zealand, but we weren't in New Zealand. I thought in my dream we were in the Netherlands, but then when we're there, I dream this dream all the time where I make places up. So it'll be interesting if I ever travel and find some of the places from my dreams, if they actually exist, because it was kind of like Swiss Alps. I don't know what was going on, crazy dreams. But I was with friends that are in New Zealand, but we were not in New Zealand, but I was staying in their house, but it was not anything like their houses in real life. Craziness. Okay, I'm going to lift the stencil. Water went underneath it. I see that happen there, but it's okay. I like it. And let's dry it. Look how pretty that is, friends. I love this. I am missing you guys. I love it because you're having side conversations and I feel like I'm missing out on the combo. I want to know what you're talking about. Okay, love it, right? Look how fun that is. Right? Love it. So we have made these 4 things. That was our background. And then we made these. I'm going to now grab my Mink, and I'm going to plug it in right here, and we're going to heat it up and flatten our pages, and I'm going to start the base for my layout. I do want to sew on it, but I haven't done the things you guys told me last time. I need to clean out my bobbin area and stuff. So I will sew on it tomorrow, but I will have to do that before we finish. Okay, cleaning up the mess because now we're done with the mixed media. Okay, I want to keep these awesome paper towels because I think fun can be made out of them later. So we'll put it over there, put them over there. I have gold glaze. We'll decide after we heat it in the Mink. Okay, if we're going to add a little gold. Let's clean this quick. Okay, friends, let's do the things. All of the background. Oh, that'll be pretty, right? I don't have anything that I was working on that I could put that on, but let's just pick that up. Oh, look at it. See? The oxide separates into 2 different ink colors. I love that. Love it. Clean enough for now. Okay. Pile it over there. Clean up your work area a little bit, Vicki. And grab your Mink. I'll be right back. Just knock the light down again with my boob. Vicki. So crazy. I could have showed you guys some foiling. We could have foiled on here. Do you want me to foil on anything? Would you like to see a layer of foil on your background? Tell me what you think, because I can show you something quick. Okay, gotta find a plug. I can unplug the heat gun because we're done with that. Oh, you know what I forgot? Oh, Vicki, turn it on and then turn this on. So your mink, or my mink, I'm gonna put it on a 4 because I feel like it. It will foil your paper, but you'd have to put something on that is reactive with the foil. Is your dream box finished? Close. It's close. I love foil. Yes to foiling, please. Okay, so let me show you something quick. We will foil on the purple. So while this is heating, we're going to get, just because it's fast, I'm going to do this. So let me find it. I'm going to use my acrylic medium on here quickly through a stencil. And then we have to force it to dry fast enough. But it is reactive with the foil. Here's some. Let me grab this bottle here. Is it open? No. Okay, give me a second. Okay. Now I have some because I just saw it. Oh, here it is. Right here, waiting for me. So I'm going to use the matte acrylic gel because I know it will be reactive with foil. Let me grab a piece of foil because I just threw some in here yesterday. And it's cut to size and everything. We're all good to go. You ready? You're going to love this. It will really pop on the purple. So now we need a stencil. Let's let's do it. We're going to do it. So I'm going to use this stencil. Okay. So while this is heating, it's all ready to go. We're going to do this stencil. Okay. This is what I'm going to do. I want just the rings, not the inside. So guess what we're going to do? In this crazy, I hope, oh, it's not dried out. So watch what's going to happen here. Get ready for it. Okay. You're just like, this is going to be the like 3.0 of what you're learning tonight. So I am putting my brayer that is a little gummed up because I just want this kind of really messy foilness going on. So get ready for it. So I'm brayering it on so it's not too thick. Now we have to, oh, magic. Let's gotta put that on something. Grab something quick, Vicki. What can you grab? Let's just take this piece of cardstock. See if you pick it up or not. Because why would you want to waste it? Oh, it's going to be so good. You wait. It's going to blow your mind. You just got a magic bonus tonight. Wiping it off. Making sure this isn't drying on me before I get it on my background. So I am going to add that here. I'm hoping there's still enough glaze on here. Let's see. I hope there's enough glaze or it's not going to work. And you watch, it probably won't, but it'll work on something. Vicki. I don't know. Might have dried too fast. We're going to try. So it might be offset circles, but we'll go for it. Got to work faster. Okay. Actually, can Can I get it to work? I hope so. Let's see. Let's see what a hot mess Vicki's gonna make tonight. Nope, there's some on there now. Oh, sorry, I gotta work fast. All right. Okay. Gotta clean up because this you gotta clean up. This is gonna be a mess. Throwing my stencil in the sink. Gonna show you some magic. That required sink because I had run out of real estate on my table. So now my matte medium is drying there and it's on top of the hot mink, so hopefully drying faster than normal. So wiping my craft mat off, and I will take this right out of here because we don't need it anymore. That for reals. Now the messy stuff is done. Make sure you clean your brayer or you will have permanent pattern on there and you don't want that. This is when I'm in a class setting a lot of times. People don't clean my stuff off and then you get it back and you have to try to do a deep clean because your brayer won't work anymore. So there, good enough. Hopefully this is dry. I think it should be. So let's see if we're gonna make it work. I really hope this is gonna work because I'm trying to go fast. Because otherwise you're gonna be like, well, that was anticlimactic. But I don't know. Gonna give it a blast with a heat gun. Because if the medium is not dry, it will not foil. Okay. So normally you would not dry the matte acrylic gel because it's acrylic and acrylic needs to cure. It doesn't dry, it cures. But I think we're going to be okay. So this, I can feel it on here. So heck, what the heck? Let's try it. So I have all these foils that are pre-cut from Crop and Create that I had done a foil class. And I had put them all in here neatly. And now I got to make a mess again. But it's okay. For you guys, anything. So when you're foiling, you want to put it color side up because the foil is releasing off of a backing. So if you put it down like this, you're just going to glue the plastic to your ink or your medium. So you always want to put the color side up. The foil is going to release off of here onto whatever pattern I was able to make. So now we're going to take this and put it through the mink and it will just feed through now. So it catches it and then the wheels just start rolling. It adds pressure and it's going to mink. So are we all hoping for the best? Everybody's fingers crossed. What type of foil is it? My foil is all Heidi Swap. So American Crafts. That purple one makes me want one of those giant grape frozen diamond freezy things. Yummy. I don't know what that is though, Michelle. Where do you live? Is there any way to for foil to work without the laminator or mink? Yes. If you get the, it's going to work. The tacky adhesive. So the adhesive that does not dry. But this is, yes, Vicki Boutin matte acrylic gel. And I can see it. Oh, I can't wait for the reveal. You guys are going to love this. So yeah, you could get the ink, the toner ink, Heidi's toner ink, which I have. I'm going to be adding in the store as well because I bought a whole bunch of it. but wait till you see. Can you see it? It's going to work. This is going to work. Yes, Deco Foil has a glue. There was one I used to use from England years ago. This is it. This is magic, Denise. Can you see it? Can you see it already? Let's see. I hope. I want to peek before you guys see it. Let me look. Oh my gosh. Get ready. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to probably be your favorite thing you've ever seen. Get ready to ooh and ah. Let's take it out of here. I am so glad we just did this. Ready for the reveal? Oh my gosh. Can you see that? Now I stamped it twice, so just know that I thought it wasn't going on there, but it worked. I hope you guys can see that. Love it. Now, because I stamped twice, I didn't need to, but can you guys see that? Magic happened, and brayering it really makes the magic happen. And we could do something magical with this as well. Do not ever throw this away, because we could make this actually go onto a background. So that will be for April when we're doing all of the Vicki's favorite things highlights. So fun. We just made our own foiled paper. I'm sad that I thought it didn't work, so I stamped it again because I mucked it up right here. But still very pretty. I'm hoping you guys can see that, because I know it's hard sometimes to see the reflection, but it's pretty. But like I said, I mucked it up a little bit. But look at how flat my paper is now too, and that's why we had grabbed it. So let me show you putting this through the laminator. Will flatten out. See how it's wonky? I can just put that in here. Sometimes I'll put a sheet of paper down on top so my mediums don't transfer onto my folder. You could even use a piece of parchment paper or deli paper, but the inks should be fine. If I was doing this with art crayon, I would definitely put something on top of that. I'm still mad though, friends, that I thought I should have just went with the one application because I mucked it up. It would have been better without it. We are going to see a whole world of foiled mixed media tomorrow morning. I think so, Nat. It's fun. I'm telling you, you can do all of the things. Okay, let's unplug this heat gun and plug the laptop back in so we don't have any catastrophes like last week. I had issues with my internet connection, and then my laptop shut off. Do you remember? It was not funny. Just a sec. Oh, Vicki, you're a hot mess. Opportunity to embellish. Well, we're going to cut it apart, so I'm not too upset, Janice, but we could have made this better. I have to say, if you only do these backgrounds, like this makes me unbelievably happy. And a lot of times I don't need to put anything on it. I just love the process of making it. I don't care if I make anything out of these backgrounds. I just enjoy this. Look at, and now see, much flatter. And you could do it twice if you needed to, right? But if you use mediums on it, you would not put it through your mink, meaning like if you put gold glaze or something, because what's it going to do? It's going to melt it, right? So don't do that. And the foil will work on my glazes as well, friends. Yeah, so lots. Yeah, you can use a laminator or the mink. What's nice with the mink is the amount of pressure and the speed that it does. It is a little bit different than the laminator, but similar. Very good, very good. You can cut 4 5x7 pieces out of that 12x12. You most certainly could. Yeah, if you wanted to make mats or cards, you certainly could. That is... yeah, that's what doing art is all about, right? I just enjoy the process. I don't really care if I make anything. And I hope the longer you guys hang out with me and start doing the things with me, you will come to find that you do not have to have a purpose for doing your art. Do you know what I mean? I find North American ladies are very hard on themselves. Like everything is with purpose, and it's like, I need to finish my scrapbooking. I can only use double page layouts. And my whole thing is, you can do whatever you want. There are no rules whatsoever. There's no rules. Do whatever makes you happy. So, I'm going to shut that off because we're done with it. Get it out of the way. The desk behind me is just getting cluttered with crap. And let's talk about the base of this layout. So I could have ran this through again, but when I put it in a page protector, it's all going to flatten out anyway. And I'm okay with this. So now we have, I didn't run the yellow one through, friends. One more, sorry. Ding, ding. Vicky's a dingling. Oh, but let's just look at that for a minute. We'll turn it back on. You guys don't need to watch that happen, right? Did I unplug it? No, it's not. And I'll just do this behind me while we're working, okay? Still mad about the purple. Would have been so good if I didn't wreck it. Would have been better if I didn't wreck it. It's true, Diane. There are no rules to this, especially for some people. Sorry, I'm away from the camera if the sound is not the best. I'm just running this yellow one back here, so I don't have to bring it back. There are no rules with this crafting. You 100% can just make for the joy of making. And you don't have to. Like, you can be a card maker one day if you want to. You can make layouts another day. A lot of you guys that are maybe coming back, like haven't scrapbooked for a long time, I'll tell you something. Go to 6x8 albums. Do pocket pages. You do not have to do 12x12 or double page layouts anymore. I only do them for you guys. I do not, for my own craft, ever do a double page layout. It is only for classes and for kits I sell, because I know people who buy scrapbook kits like double page layouts. I do not scrapbook like that anymore. I love mini books. So that's why, if it's Vicky's choice, we're doing a mini book. So I'm not going to use the full size of these, but oh, look how pretty. And we made all of this. And here's the other thing. So say this isn't your cup of tea. You could totally run your title through your cut file. And you could put, like how we have on this cut file. And if you want free cut files, there's lots of them on vickyboutin.com if you have a Cricut or a Silhouette. But imagine cutting this title out of this background. So if you're way more controlled, if this is too messy for you, cut stuff out of it. Stamp butterflies and punch them out. I love 6x8. Me too, Patty. Totally my first choice now when crafting. And I even know my friend Janice, if she's still out here, has gotten a little bit away from scrapbooking and loves to do glue books. So, oh my goodness, friends, this is going to be so pretty. But this is too big because I don't want to cover everything here, right? So I may cut down. We just have to decide how this is going to work. I might cut part of this off and just decide which side do we want. I'm kind of digging that. And it's going to make you sad. But here's the other thing, friends. You could cut this off, use it for something else, and then just piece your layout together, right? So I might do that. But I think it needs something. But for right now, let's do the things. I'm going to sew on this. So for tonight, I'm just going to put the background together, show you what the heck is a glue book. It is literally mixed media. It's mixed media, doing backgrounds and just gluing ephemera and different pieces. It really is decoupage. So a lot of fun, but look it up. Look up Glue Book because I think you'd be super interested in it. It's totally decoupaging junk journals. It's awesome. Maybe we'll have to do a whole month of glue books because you could still put photos in them, right? But I have to decide which side I want to use now, right? To make this layout. Because this is pretty, but I don't know if I need all of that. But we need the purple. I don't want to lose the purple, right? Here's my photos. And they're going to be going something like this. Or like that. Okay. That kind of works, doesn't it? There's enough purple there. Let's decide. And like I said, friends, my color palette, I feel like that is what needs to happen. 100%. And will I lose that much? No, I won't. So I don't have to cut this down. But we will because I'm going to make something for you guys after. So let's cut this piece off. I'm not going to waste this mixed media because I can make a card out of it. So what do I need to cut? I think if I cut a 5-inch piece off, because this is 5.5, we'll be okay. Let's just do it slightly smaller. And then I can make a card out of this. So I'm not going to waste that because look we can totally make a card out of tonight from our scraps. So now we will take this. I'm going to trim the top off because it has the perforations. Okay. And then we have this is going to be, oh, look how pretty it is. Any perforations? I don't think so. So now we're going to lay this down. And I will have to trim because I just trimmed that off. And we're going to make sure it is 12 inches. Yes. And 12 inches up here. It is not. So that is way crooked. Way crooked. And I'm having trouble. 12 inches. Not at all. Vicki is tired. 12. That's crooked though, dudes. What did Vicki do? Oh, that's why. It's not crooked. Vicki's crooked. There. 12. And 12. And if it's not cut straight, the plus is that I can fix it when I put my other pieces on top. Okay? So let's just quickly decide what we're going to do. Find a tape runner. Because I will be sewing on this. You know it. You know it. Oh, look what I just did. And that tape runner's empty. Okay. So, friends, if you are going to leave now because maybe you're tired or you have to go do something else, remember the giveaway. You will need to come back and comment in the regular comment section. And you can have 2 chances to win if you go to Vicki Boutin Creative Community and you join that. I will be posting as soon as I'm done here tonight a thread that you can also enter to win on VickiBoutin.com. Now, what am I lying? VickiBoutin.com. Vicki Boutin Creative Community. Okay, there, 12. And 12. And this would not normally be my color palette at all. If you've met me before, not at all. But I think it's going to be really pretty. And you know what I'm going to add on here? I'm going to stamp some butterflies. That will end up happening as an accent. There. Okay. So I'm not tacking this down like a ton because I'm going to sew on it, because I will want to sew in the seam. Got to go. See you later. Is it Elise? Did you tell me earlier, Elise? But look how pretty, right? We're going to put a strip of that and a strip of this. And I feel like green is going to go here and the purple will go on this side. So let me just cut a piece of this out, what I want to use. And of all things, it's going to be in the middle. I'm going to cut it right out of the middle where there's less gold. And this piece I'm going to use is going to be about 3/4 of an inch. Oh, maybe a little bit. Almost an inch. There we go. I like it. Look how pretty that is. And then this is going to go. We can use this for our card. We can use it for a mini book or junk journal. But that is going to be pretty. And guess what I'm going to do with this one? Give me a minute, because I'm going to use a border punch. Because it's what I do. You could rip it if you want. Border punch, whatever you want to do there. Let's see if this one will work. So I'm going to use one that looks like the postage stamp edge. Okay, postage stamp edge. And because I want it to finish the same on both ends, I find the center. And my first punch is at the 6-inch mark. I line it up with the center of the punch. And then I do that. Won't really matter, I don't think, but. And punch. You need border punches. It is the one thing if you're a crafter, even with your kids. I love using border punches, circle punches, stars, hearts. I will also buy them in dies, steel roll dies. Very fun. And now I have this postage stamp border. Okay. How are we doing out there, friends? Prompts are great for getting inspired. I agree, Janice. Is Yana here? Is that who you're talking about? It's her birthday, or was her birthday. If Yana's here, happy birthday. If that's who it is. Is that who it is, Natalie? Very pretty. But I don't need a ton of this, right? This is going to go here. And then this is going to go. So let's cut about 1.5. I'm going to say, yeah, 1 3/4. I'm going to cut this. Happy birthday, Yana McCarthy. I love her. If you guys haven't been around long enough to remember when Yana was on my design team, you want to go check out her work. She super inspires me, super talented. And I think I saw Mari earlier as well. Did I? So hello, friends, Mari. And is Nicole still here? She likes to go to bed early, so she might have left us. But look how pretty. Love this, friends. And then my things are going to go here, and I'm going to mat them. I'm going to put a title on here and some butterflies. Are you digging this? It was Yana's birthday. If it wasn't today, it was yesterday, right? So happy birthday. I couldn't comment on your when my birthday list came up on Facebook, so I didn't want you to think I forgot about you. Happy birthday. Isn't this going to be fun, friends? So, but I might pull it in a little bit more to see more of that purple. Okay. So what is going to happen here is I am going to put this on here. Tape runner. just randomly, lightly, because I'm going to sew on here, okay? So I am going to put this right here. I'm going to have to trim some of it off. Like that. Oh my goodness, I love this so much, I can't even tell you. I am so happy with how this turned out. And it started, my friends, with a blank piece of freaking paper. Didn't it? Love it. Perfect, straight. And then that piece is going to go there like that. And I'm going to sew the heck out of it. And I'm going to talk to you about what is going to happen on this layout. It is good. I have a thing. It has to be straight or it'll bother me. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Close enough. Doesn't need to come over just a smidge. There. Okay, friends. Look at that. Love it. What do you think? Love it. I can't wait for the end. Need to get my kids to bed. Yes. So, well, guess what? I am going to just talk to you for a minute here. So trim that end off. Trim this end off. Okay. Totally digging this. Like digging it. I need to make some more of these so that you guys could have them as pattern paper, right? So I want to lift that edge because I feel like it needs to be popped up. So after I sew on this, I'll probably put some foam squares under part of that so the edge lifts. But what will end up happening, okay, is I have to decide what color, but I will mount my photos in something. So what do I have here? I have a yellow, which could be very cool, or I could do it in black. It's going to be yellow. Okay. So what will end up happening is a very thin mat around my photos. I lost my paper trimmer. There it is. Okay. It will be yellow because I like it. You do whatever works for you, but this definitely works for me. I feel like if I went black, it is too dark for me. If you like that with your photos, go for it. But I still like that even though this color palette isn't what I would normally use, I'm really digging that it still looks very vibrant. So I don't want to go with black because I'll do black in lettering and stuff, but I don't want to map my photos in black because it is too dark and then it is not a true to Vicki, right? So digging that, do this. And I'm not gluing down, but I want you just to see where the direction that I'm going in. And I will finish this and post it with close-ups tomorrow. But oh my goodness, these Facebook Lives are the best because you had no clue this was where we were going tonight, did you? So it is magical. I love it. It's magical that we gather together. And we're making friends. I love it. It's going to be magical because there's a giveaway and I know you guys love that too. But you see what I'm saying? Yellow is the key. I will probably put that so it's on the purple a little bit. And this one's going to go up like this. And then I am going to call this one like spiked tea or something because I have booze in that. And I am going to take, I already know it. These butterflies are going to be on this page. And just so you know, my title's probably going to be in black. These butterflies are going to more than likely be in black or black and navy. So to give you an idea, let's grab some foundations paper. and show you what I'm talking about. Okay. I am going to take these and I'm going to end up stamping them. So you see where I go with it. And I'm cutting them out, so I'll go right close to the edge, so it's less work. So friends, there are lots of fun things that are going to be coming. I am right now finishing up my collection that will come out in September. And I also finished up something else that's going to be a big surprise. So lots of fun stuff is coming. So when I come on here and can't remember the name of things and I'm very forgetful, there's a reason. So I talk about the 12 million kits and you go, oh my goodness, no wonder you're tired. If you only knew, right? The work is nonstop. I love every minute of it, but there's a reason for my craziness. So look how pretty those are, right? So I'm only going to cut one out to give you an idea of why I think black with maybe just some drips of paint, of ink on them. But right, hopefully the ink is somewhat dry and I'm not going to smudge it all over, but normally I wouldn't cut them right away. I'd give the ink a second to dry, but I did just stamp with archival black ink. You would not want to stamp these in distress ink if you want a nice sharp image. This is on foundations paper, so it is a little bit finicky to cut because it's so thick. You do not have to stamp these on foundations. You could stamp it on on cardstock, on watercolor paper, whatever you want. Okay. But I want to show you. So even though I said I'm going to do it quick, you know, I have to do it right though. Do it quick, but I still have to cut it out so it's pretty. And the ink is wet. Can you see my thumbprint all over it? So don't stamp and then cut right away. Either give it a little blast with your heat gun or have more patience than Vicki does. So don't forget, friends, that giveaway I will post the winner on my YouTube in the description of this video on Wednesday. It will close at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and I will post the winner shortly after. In the description of the video, you will need to email me. I will put my email address with the winner's name so that you can reach out. If you do not reach out to me, I will not be contacting you because really, I might not have any kind of contact information, right? And I will do the same in the description of the post on my Vicki Boutin creative community. I will also post the winner in the description there. But so this is what my thought is, right? Is I am a perfectionist and I can't help it. This antennae needs a little work. So I already know what's going to happen here, right? Is something like that. I'm going to put a couple black butterflies, a black title, some journal strips. There will be some added ephemera and such. On here, I might do something like this. This is an option. You ready? If the having them just be white like that bothers you, this is what else you could do. Vicki, where'd you put all your crap? I don't know where my container of distress ink is, so just give me a second. I will see it. Do you see it? Oh, here. Okay. So I am going to do this quickly. This is what I would do. So that's picked raspberry. And you could do something just like that. So there's a touch of color. And then once that dries, you have your layer of color. Or purple or whatever you want, but you want them mostly white. I'm missing all your questions because I was fussy cutting. Yay, I'm glad, Jill. It is so much fun, like I said. And yes, I like that idea. Watch, let's take that away. The chip sapphire, 100%. Love it. Now, mine is an oxide, which I would rather it be distress ink because if the oxide will show up on top of my black. But yes, let's do that. I like that. Very smart. Because I don't love the pink. I'll tell you right there, then and there for free. Because I'm going to mess with this a little bit more. It's a little flat over here for me. So I bet you some of this oxide, oh, watch. Something's going to come in there. Some of this chip sapphire will end up showing up somewhere on this side too. Oh, love that. Look at, even with the pink is super pretty, isn't it? Look at that. Love it. Too much is going on though, I'm going to tell you already. They might end up staying black. And then I can just put some kind of beading or something in there. Because see, now it kind of gets lost. So we'll decide. That's all personal preference, right? Whatever you want to do. But for sure, I will put a couple of butterflies on this layout. Something in that chip sapphire is going to happen. Probably down in this corner a little bit. Right down in here. Watch. Let's do it quick. Because we can. So watch what's going to happen. And we'll either love it or hate it. But I'm all right with that. And then I'm done for reals. Okay, who's still here? We still have a lot of you here. And friends, there is a lot of you out there. And if you haven't commented before, at least introduce yourself and let me know where you're watching from, because I would love that. So I'm going to show you something that's going to happen here. And then we're done for tonight. But I don't want it on that craft mat because it stains. Gotta watch that this doesn't turn green because it's on the yellow. But the oxide, this is where the oxide should be magic. But a little bit of green would be fine. Totally loving it. But I want a little bit more. That was not very good lining up, Vicki. Okay. Dig it. Ready? What are we going to do? We can't have that completely solid on our mixed media. So let's break it up a little bit. Oh, that was magic. One more little drip. You really just want little drips. Pick it up. Digging it. Might do a little bit more. up the edge. And then I'm going to show you something else. Now I feel like, I don't know, this has kind of a, oh, I love that, friends. That's exactly what that needed. But now do you see what's happening? So watch, that's with its solid. Look at when you put the watermarks on it. Clean your mat off, Vicki, because you'll be sad if it's dirty. Okay, so now let's go and break that up to make it look like old and distressed. Throwing stuff around. Oh, I love it, friends. So I'll show you one more thing I have to do because it's just a Vicki thing. Because I can't have just these block, block, block. We need to also have some little drippies. Like it needs to make sense in the rest of the yellow, right? So if you just left it as it was, it wouldn't make sense. So you need to tie a little bit of that blue down through your yellow and tap it into where you watermarked. You can even do a little bit of a bigger drip. Right? Just makes it look like old wallpaper that kind of had water damage. Sorry, if you guys are asking me something important, you know, now I'm focused. So just give me a second. Okay. And then I'll pick those dots up because I don't want them to be dark. Some dark, some light. Totally digging it. And I have no heat gun set up, so I have to just let this dry, and this is where we'll leave it. Oh, I love it. And I won't lie, guess what's going to happen? Thank you for introducing yourself, guys. I love it so much because I know that you may have just found me randomly on the interwebs today, right? And you're like, she doesn't need to hear from me, but I most certainly do. I love to know where people are watching from, and I lovingly call you guys lurkers because you'll sit out there for the whole time and watch us and might not talk to me. But I love to hear where you're from. I just want a little touch of blue over here. Okay, I'm just putting a little bit of it here so it makes sense on this side a little bit. Maybe a little bit up here. Not everywhere because it's okay, but right, just a little bit so it makes sense in the layout. Very good. Love it. Clean that up. Pick up some of those dots. I'm going to let some of those dry too so we get some darker ones. And I'm going to break that up a little bit. And then I'll read your comments because now I'm focused, so I'm ignoring you. And I don't want you to feel after I asked you to talk to me and then I ignore you. Okay. Love it. So let's take a look. Okay. All right. Now I will do the sewing and the finishing touches on the layout, but loving the gold. I'll tie this in somewhere else maybe with some gold, like enamel dots. You could put a script stamp with a little bit of gold, but I feel like you can do that if you want. I already feel like there's a lot going on here. But what are you thinking? Yay! So I love it, Arlene, lurking from New Jersey. I love it. And I get it, because it's just different, right? When you're live and you're not just watching a YouTube video if you're on YouTube. But let's flip the script here. So just give me a sec. Hi, how are you? That was a lot of fun. I am very excited. Let's see if it looks a little different when you're looking at it now. What do you think, guys? I think that turned out really pretty. And the foiling is kind of everything, right? So I will sew on it just to secure the layout, because from the back, right? Can you see that with the reflection of the light? I don't know if you can, but there's a seam right here. So I don't want my page to fall apart. So now that I'm looking at you, hello, Chantel. How are you? Watching from Edmonton. I love it. Chantel, tell everybody about your store. She owns a beautiful store in Edmonton. Mixed media masters there. Her dad is an amazing mixed media artist, and so is she and her sister. So definitely introduce yourself. I love it. So yes, I will finish this layout, but you see now it's 11:06. So I'm going to call it quits for tonight, but I'm hoping you see where the green really contrasts beautifully with the other colors. So whatever your palette you're using, definitely mix it up and find a color that will accent what you're using. I will sew this. I'm going to make a bonus card as well, friends, because I have enough scraps of all of the things that you guys are going to get a card. I will make a bonus card as well. And then maybe I'll make 2 cards and include it with the prize when I do the giveaway. Would you guys like that? So make sure when this is done to leave a comment in the regular comment section under YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, or even if you're on Facebook, make sure you pop on over. If you haven't already, please subscribe and thumbs up this video, and make sure that you're following along with on Facebook, so that you make sure that you get any new content that I'm sharing, or if you weren't aware I'm going live, it will pop up and let you know. And make sure that you go over to Vicki Boutin Creative Community and leave a comment. Just tell me your favorite distress color, and I am going to do a giveaway on my Facebook group page and here on YouTube. And the giveaway will close on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, which I don't even know what the date is on Wednesday. At 6 p.m. Eastern time, I will post the winner in the description of the YouTube video and on the group page in the thread I'm going to go start right now, so you guys can start entering for a chance to win. And that was so much fun. Thank you so much. The 31st. Thank you, Diane. It will be a giveaway of a mix of some Tim Holtz Distress and some Vicki Boutin products. So yay. Thanks so much, guys. That was a lot of fun. Very happy with how that turned out. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email at vickiboutinkits@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. But that was a lot of fun. I will post the finished project on my Instagram tomorrow and on Facebook on my artist page and in the group page. And please, whatever you make, post and tag me so I can see, because I would love to see what your creations look like, and if you switched up your color palette, how it turned out. But lots of fun. We'll see you here next Thursday, not Friday, because it's a holiday here in Canada. It's Good Friday. I don't know if you guys celebrate that in the US or not, or wherever you are in the world, but it will be on Friday night or Thursday night, Vicki, Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to, I'll decide what's going to happen, but it's going to be fun. So join me. Thanks so much, guys. And I have to figure out how to end the broadcast. Have a great night and good luck. on the giveaway. We'll see you guys later. Have a great weekend. Thanks, Nat, too. And thank you, Natalie, and the rest of my design team for always showing up and supporting, to Nick and Mari and Natalie. You guys are awesome. So see you guys later.